Today, we're diving into a really powerful mindset shift from the mystic and yogi Sadhguru. It's an idea that challenges one of the biggest questions we ask ourselves, and honestly, it could completely change how you experience your life. So let's get right into it. We've all been there, right? Lying awake at night or stuck in traffic, and that one big question just pops into your head. What am I supposed to be doing with my life? What is my purpose? It feels like this huge cosmic puzzle we're supposed to solve, like there's a special mission out there with our name on it. And then Sadhguru comes in with this. He says that the very act of asking that question, of searching for some grand, preordained purpose, is actually the peak of human arrogance. Whoa. It's a pretty shocking thing to hear, but stick with me, because unpacking this idea is the key to a totally different way of living. All right, so our first stop is to basically deconstruct this whole idea of a predestined purpose. And to do that, we need to zoom out, like way, way out, and get some cosmic perspective.
Here's Sadhguru's point. The source of everything, this entire universe that's so ridiculously vast we can't even begin to imagine its edges, it's just not operating on a scale where it has a specific, detailed plan just for you. We're part of this magnificent creation, but we're a tiny, tiny part of it.
So this really puts the two views side by side. On the left, you've got the story we usually tell ourselves. I'm the main character, and there's a special plan just for me. But on the right, well, that's the cosmic reality. Our entire solar system is just a tiny speck of dust. If it poofed out of existence tomorrow, the universe wouldn't even blink. Now, this isn't meant to be a downer. It's actually meant to be incredibly liberating. Okay, so if we let go of this pressure to find our one true purpose, how does that affect our everyday life? I mean, if there's no script, how in the world are we supposed to make decisions? Oh man, this is a big one. Does this sound familiar? Should I take this job or that job? Is this the right person for me? We get so hung up on this idea of a right path and a wrong path that we get completely stuck, paralyzed by the fear of messing it all up. Sadhguru offers a way out of this trap, and it has to do with understanding our basic nature. He says animal nature is all about being exclusive. It's about me and my territory, putting up walls. But our unique human intelligence, he says, is naturally inclusive. It wants to expand, to connect, to break down those walls. And this is the game changer right here. Instead of constantly asking, is this right or wrong, we need to start asking a totally different question. Is this action creating well-being for myself and for the people around me? It shifts us from a rigid black and white rulebook to a much more compassionate and flexible way of navigating life. Okay, so if our big problems in life aren't really about making wrong choices, then where does all our stress and anxiety and suffering actually come from? Well, according to Sadhguru, the source is a lot closer than we think. As humans, we have these two incredible superpowers that really set us apart. A memory that is unbelievably rich and vivid, and an imagination that is just fantastic and can create entire worlds. And here it is. This is the core insight. We aren't actually suffering life itself. We are suffering our own minds. Think about it. We can suffer something that happened 10 years ago by replaying it in our memory. And we can suffer something that might happen tomorrow that hasn't even happened yet through our imagination. We're literally being tormented by our own greatest gifts. The analogy is perfect. It's like you've been given this incredible high-performance vehicle, but nobody showed you where the steering wheel is. So, of course you're anxious. The machine is just running wild. When our memory and imagination are on autopilot without our conscious direction, feeling anxious is the only logical response. And this leads us to what is, I think, the most empowering part of this entire framework. If we can't control the world outside, and a lot of the time we can't even seem to control our own minds, what choice do we actually have? Look, life is going to throw things at you. That's a guarantee. Good stuff, bad stuff, unexpected stuff. We don't get to choose what happens to us, but how we respond to it, what we make of it inside ourselves. That, Sadhguru says, is 100% our choice, always. So, every experience, especially the tough ones, is like a fork in the road. You can choose one path and allow that experience to wound you, to leave a scar that you carry with you. Or you can choose the other path and use that very same experience to become wiser. The situation is the same. The outcome is entirely up to you. Let's completely redefine the word problem. A problem isn't some fixed, terrible thing out there in the world. It's just a situation you haven't yet figured out how to handle. And you have to remember, The exact same situation that you see as a huge problem, someone else might look at and see a golden opportunity. So, with this new way of thinking, how are we supposed to live? If the goal isn't to find some magical purpose, but to turn every situation into a possibility, what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it all comes down to how you invest your life. When you boil it all down, your life is made of two basic things: a limited amount of time and a limited amount of energy. That's it. And right now, as you're listening to this, the clock is ticking for all of us. That's not meant to be scary. It's a wake-up call. This life is precious. So where are you putting your time and energy? Before we even try to fix anything out in the world, the first job is to manage our own inner world. And that is 100% our business. When we create a state of pleasantness inside, it shows up in different ways. In the body, it's called health. In the mind, it's peace. In our emotions, it's love. And in our life energies, it's bliss. This is the foundation for everything else. You know, our culture pushes us so hard to be goal-oriented. We're obsessed with the result, the trophy, the promotion, the finish line. And in doing that, we completely miss out on the actual experience of living. The alternative is to be process-oriented, to become absolutely devoted to the doing of something, where the richness and the joy are found in the act itself, not just in what you get at the end. And this is such a powerful thought to end on. According to Sadhguru, the real tragedy in life isn't failing. It's not about making a mistake. The true disaster is not even trying. It's living a life where you never explore the full depth and dimension of who you are. So in the end, the goal isn't to find some purpose that's handed to you from the heavens. The goal is to be fully, vibrantly, 100% alive, to be completely engaged with every moment, to be devoted to the process of your own life. And really, that's the only question that matters. It's not about winning or losing, right or wrong. It's a choice you get to make in this very moment. Are you ready to stop searching and start being devoted to the process of being fully alive?